So is it visible?
Yes, sir. Visible, sir.
Okay. So thank you for a very nice introduction. So today first I thank the organizers, Dr. Hema Kumar and Dr. Florence Mary and Dr. Sindhani Chelvi. So today I'm going to talk about the National Education Policy 2020. Actually, the National Education Policy was finalized and got approved, Gazette approved by last year, July 2020, 29 July 2020. Actually, this will give more impact in the education system, new education system. So as per Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan's words, so education should be important with a view to type of society that we wish to build. So we are working for a modern democracy built on the values of human dignity and equality. So as per his words, so the education system should change. So after 20, 25 years, 35 years, this new policy is will going to change entire education system from schooling to higher education. So the world is undergoing rapid changes. The education system is evolving rapidly in response to social, economic, and technological innovations and various scientific and technological advances such as very recently like big data, machine learning, artificial intelligence are expecting to workforce with the multidisciplinary capabilities including science, social science and humanities. In addition, it is also essential to have universally applicable thinking like creativity, thinking, learning, working and other the 21st century communication and other century skills is required. So in that way, it is aimed to make India, which has the world's largest educational network. If we compare to the higher education worldwide, we are in the third position actually. First is the US and second China. So third we are. So in that way, towards this aim, the government of India has recently brought out a new education policy or National Education Policy 2020. So as per things I already said. So we are in the third. So at present, there are 982 universities as per UGC 2021 survey. So 982 universities, including central universities, state universities, private universities, and deemed universities, and more than 53,000 colleges in India. So with more than 3.8 crore students enrolled in them. So the current total enrollment ratio in India, particularly for higher education, 26.5 percentage only. So the objective of the national education policy is to increase this to 26.5 percentage to 50 percentage by 2035. So and improve the quality of education and become global center, particularly our Indian higher education institutions. So as per our the Prime Minister's words, so national education policy will set the foundation for 21st century in India. This policy ensures Indians more empowered and easily attractive to opportunities, particularly in the varieties of job opportunities. And we are moving to an era where an individual will not be stuck to a single profession all of his life. So the student will continuously need to reskill and upskill himself and herself. So the new education or national education policy is formulated according to this, keeping in mind. So the this national education policy envisions an education system rooted in India, particularly that to contribute directly to transforming India sustainably, the equitable and vibrant knowledge society by providing high quality education to all. So this policy envisages the curriculum, particularly the curriculum and syllabus, the developed among the students and a deep sense of respect towards the fundamental duties and constitutional values bonding with one country. So this vision of this new education policy is to instill so for the knowledge, skills, values, and deposition support responsible commitment to human rights, and also this fundamental principle why we started this national education policy, particularly in the individual institutions. They have to start the multidisciplinary and holistic education. So, in order to ensure the unity, integrity of all knowledge and encouragement for multidisciplinary learning, particularly the synergy, flexibility, ethics, and creativity and critical thinking, life skills. So all these things. So life skills means particularly the communication, the cooperation, teamwork, and reliance, etc. And then the this assessment is encouraged for the outstanding research, particularly. So in that way, the government decided to classify it into three university, three like a Negru, like only the research in universities and teaching and little bit research in universities, and then only undergraduate, only degree institutions. So like that, three categories are divided. Particularly the extensive use of technology in teaching, learning, and evaluation, a light but tight regularity framework to ensure integrity, transparency, and resource efficiency through autonomy, good governance, and empowerment. So, emphasis on conceptual understanding instead of monotonous education and test based education. So, promoting multilingualism, like so multi languages, at least from the schooling onwards, because because the schools level also starts from 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 pattern. So what is the existing was 10 plus 2. So instead of that, 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. 5 means starts from 3 to 18 years, they have to be in the school. Starts from 3 to 8 years. Particularly this age, the any children can learn very easily a number of languages. So in that aspect, so at least a minimum 3 language they have to read. First mother tongue, then national language and international language. Apart from that, they can learn many other languages also, because definitely this will be useful for many purposes. They can go to throughout the country, throughout the world, so they can work anywhere. So in that way, so this was introduced in this national education policy. And respect for diversity and respect for the local context in all curriculum and pedagogy and policy, and full equity and inclusion education, and teachers and faculty as the heart of the learning process. Their rootedness and pride in India, that it's rich, diverse, ancient, and modern culture and knowledge system and traditions. So education is a public service. So access to quality education so must be considered a basic right for every child. So the key changes of this current system to the new education or major changes in the present system is, so the like moving towards a higher education system consisting of large multidisciplinary universities and colleges, moving towards a more multidisciplinary undergraduate education, particularly the moving towards the faculty and institutional autonomy, then revamping curriculum, pedagogy, assessment, and student support for enhancement student experience, then reforming the integrity of faculty and institutional leadership, then establishment of a National Research Foundation, NRF, then governance of higher education institutions by qualified independent boards having academic and administrative autonomy, light but tight regulation, but a single regular by through higher education, and increased access, quality, and inclusion. So in that way, the national education policy is a comprehensive document. So it is a main objective is to improve the education system by making it inclusive, integrated, multidisciplinary, and more productive. So India has a long tradition of holistic and multidisciplinary learning, from universities such as the olden universities, more than 1,000 years old universities like Takshashila, Nalanda, and to extensive literatures of India, combining subjects across fields. So holistic and multidisciplinary education will help develop well-rounded individuals that possesses critical 21st century capabilities and capacities, and multiple entry and multiple exit points was introduced in this 21st this national education policy. So removing the currently prevalent rigid boundaries and creating new possibilities for lifelong learning, increased like a faculty and institutional autonomy in setting curriculum and syllabus. So the structure and duration of degree programs are matched with multiple entry and exit options. So our Indian education system needs such a comprehensive and multidisciplinary education to take the country towards the 21st century and the as per industry 4.0 standard. So that's why in that way the institutional reconstruction is required. So it is aimed to increase the gross enrollment ratio. Already said the 26.5 to 50% by 2035. This aim. So each of multidisciplinary universities, colleges, and higher education institution clusters, knowledge hubs will aim to have 3,000 or more students, minimum 3,000, even in the college itself. Universities means minimum 10,000, more than 10,000 students. So the present complex nomenclature of higher education institutions in the country, such as deemed to be universities, affiliating university, then affiliating technical university, then unitary university, shall be replaced simply by university hereafter. So gradually over a period of 15 years from now, so 2020 to 2035, through this a system graded autonomy, the system of affiliated colleges will be phased out. A mechanism for granting graded autonomy to colleges through a transparent system of graded accreditation will be established. So in that way, so three category of institutions was classified. So one is research intensive universities. So only this equal emphasis on high quality teaching and high quality research, particularly like IITs or IIITs, NITs, and then is central universities. So they will come in this first category. Then teaching intensive universities like state universities and other universities. So they will greater emphasis on teaching, but still conduct significant quality research. Then autonomous degree colleges. So multidisciplinary colleges that grants undergraduate degree and is primarily focused in undergraduate teaching only. So they will give only the degree. So that is called degree colleges. So the higher education institutions will have the autonomy and freedom to move gradually from one category to another based on plans, action, and effectiveness. Model public universities for holistic and multidisciplinary education on par with IITs, NITs, IIMs, so like that, etc. So called NEGRU, that is MEGRU, that is multidisciplinary education and research universities will be set up, will aim to attain the highest global standard in quality education and research. So they will also help set the highest standards for multidisciplinary education across the country. So in that way, the transforming the regulatory system towards the higher education, so the regulation, accreditation, funding, and academic standard setting of higher education will be performed by distinct, independent, and empowered bodies. So in this way, that these four independent structures will be set in the Higher Education Commission of India, HECI. So in that, the professional councils, like different councils are available in India. So one is an Indian Council for Agriculture Research, ICAR, then Veterinary Council of India, then National Council for Teacher Education, then Council for Agriculture, National Council for Vocational Education, then ICMR. So like that, so many things are there. So will act as a professional standard setting bodies and do not have any regulatory role. So they will play a key role in the higher education system and will be invited to members of the GEC. So they will invited and then they will only they will certify. Then through a suitable system of graded accreditation and graded autonomy and in a phased manner over a period of 15 years from now to 2035, the higher education institutions in India will aim to become independent, self-governing institutions. So upon receiving the appropriate graded accreditations in Board of Governors, BOG will be established. Then this National Research Foundation, so this goal of this NRF will be enable a culture of research in higher education institutions, research laboratories, and other research institutions. So the NRF will be governed independently of government by rotating board of governors. So they will fix the board of governors and constitution of the very best researchers and innovators across the fields. So the primary activity of the NRF will be fund competitive, peer-reviewed grant proposals of all types and across all disciplines, then seed money as well as grow and facilitate research at academic institutions where research capabilities and currently limited. So act as a the researchers and relevant branches of government as well as industry together. Then the Department of Science and Technology, DST, Department of Atomic Energy, DAE, then Department of Biotechnology, then Indian Council for Agriculture Research, Indian Council for Medical Research, Indian Council for Historical Research, and University Grant Commission, UGC, as well as various private and other organization will constitute to independently fund the research, to develop the research according to the priorities and needs and recognize outstanding research and progress. And also the other main aim is internalization. So having a larger number of international students studying in India and provide greater mobility to students in India who have wish to visit, study in abroad. So they transfer skills to carry out research at institutions abroad and vice versa. So they promote India as a global study destination, providing premium education at affordable cost. That is very important. Then they facilitate research, teaching collaborations, and faculty-student exchange with high-quality foreign institutions. High-performing Indian universities will be encouraged to set up campuses in other countries also. Similarly, selected universities, example, top 10 universities in the worldwide will be facilitated to operate in India and legislative framework facilitating. So such entry can be allowed. And also a non-professional degrees like undergraduate degree will be so now all non-professional degrees are minimum 3 years. So now it is changes to 4 years period. So the appropriate certifications will be provided. 4-year program may also lead to a degree with research. So 3 years, if the student can leave within 3 years, the degree will be given. If the student completed 4 years, the fourth year entire year is only for the research project only. So it will be issued like a degree with research. So similarly for BTech also, any degree now 4 years, say instead of 3 years, 3 years plus 1 year. So 3 years degree, even BTech also 3 years only. Then fourth year must be the research. If 4 years completed BTech, for them only 1 year MTech is enough. So no need to study 2 years MTech program. If completed 3 years, for them 2 years MTech program. So if the student completes a rigorous research project in their major areas of study, specified by the higher education institutions, so they can move. So similarly, like higher for the master degree for the non-professional courses, so higher education institutions will have flexibility to offer different designs of master programs, like a 2-year program with a second year devoted entirely to research for those who have completed a 3 years bachelor's program, and then second category, like for students completing 4 years bachelor program with research, there could be 1 year master's degree program. So the other category, they may be integrated 5 years bachelor's or master's program. So undertaking a PhD shall require either master degree or a 4-year BTech degree with research. So hereafter, the MPhil program shall be discontinued. So now, MPhil program for in any universities in India. And then coming to the professional education, so the preparation of professional must involve an education in an ethic and importance of public purpose, and education in the discipline, and an education for practice. Then professional education is an integral part of the overall higher education system. Standalone agriculture universities, legal universities, health science universities, then technical universities, and standalone institutions in other fields shall to become multidisciplinary institutions offering like a holistic and multidisciplinary educations. India also take the lead in preparing the professionals in cutting edge research areas or the fast gaining prominence, such as artificial intelligence, 3D machining, big data analysis, then machine learning, in addition to the genomic studies like biotechnology, nanotechnology, neuroscience, with important applications to health, environmental applications, and then sustainable living that will be woven into undergraduate education for enhancing the employability of the youth. And also the current professional courses like a bachelor's and master degree are 4+2, so 4 years BTech degree and 2 years MTech degree, so which can be redesigned as a 3 years bachelor's degree and 2 years master degree are already set. So if the student completed 4 years BTech, for them they can save 1 year PG period, so 1 year only PG MTech course. So the degree will be of either 3 year or fully a 4 year duration with multiple exit options with appropriate certifications. For example, if a student is studying for example, a BTech second year in some other institution, if the student want to move to the other institution.
Sir, excuse me, sir. Shall I interrupt?
Yes.
Sir, are you changing your slides, sir?
Actually, no. Actually, no. Okay. Yeah, this is only because the entire thing is only the regulations and these things. So that's why.
Okay.
Nothing. Okay. So, for example, if the student is studying second year in some institution, they want to move to third year into some other institute, they can come provided that in that institute have any vacancies in the particular year. So they can come. Based depends upon the institute. They can keep the entrance examination, particularly for the second year separate entrance, third year separate entrance, fourth year separate entrance. So like that, they will filter. Depends upon the based on the institution. Institute wise they will keep some regulations, so in that way multiple entry multiple exit options are there. So suppose students if they are leaving by within 1 year, so they have to, the institute will give the ITA certification, so they with that they can join some jobs, as well as if they are completing this second year, means the diploma certificate will be given to the student, they can get the jobs, as well as 3 years means the bachelor's degree, then 4 years means bachelor's degree with this research. So like that, this type of curriculum syllabus will be framed for this national education policy. Also, the education is playing a crucial role in India's global reach in information and communication technology, including the other cutting edge fields such as space, and also the success of Digital India campaign, and also similarly technology is playing an important role in the improvement of educational process and outcomes. So thus the relationship between the technology and education at all levels is the bidirectional. An autonomous body, National Educational Technology Forum, is being created to provide a platform for free exchange of ideas and the use of technology to enhance teaching, learning, assessment, planning, and administration. Technology will be implemented at all levels of education system to improve classroom process, support teachers' professional development, and streamline academic planning, administration, and management. Technology-based educational platforms such as Swayam, Diksha will be integrated across the higher education. So active role in conducting research on distributed technologies and create institutional materials and courses, including online courses in cutting edge researches. And also, if you see the current online education and digital education, so the because of this pandemic situation, the recent years, it is realized for the many countries. So we have to ready to with alternative modes of quality education. So whenever wherever traditional and in-person modes of education are not possible, so we can do this online education. So a dedicated unit for the purpose of the building of digital infrastructure, digital content, and capacity building will be created in the Ministry of Education. Because the Ministry of Education also last year, because of MHRD, changed to Ministry of Education MOU to look for the e-education needs to particularly the school as well as higher educations. And also the teachers truly shape the future of our children and therefore the future of our nation. It is because of this the noblest role that the teacher in India was the most respected member of the society. Society gave teachers or gurus what they needed to pass on their knowledge, skills, and ethics optimally to students. The motivation and empowerment of teachers is required to ensure the best possible future of our children as also our nation. So the role of teacher in shaping the minds of the younger generation is very important. So hence teachers must be passionate, motivated, and well qualified and well trained in content and pedagogy and practice. So apart from the teachers, has play other roles like to understand the significance of education in general and higher education in particular in India and global context, and then to anchor designing, developing, creating, and managing content, then implementing and evaluation of training and development programs, and to keep best and latest developments in their specific domain, and then to develop human resources with the latest development in the specific field of specialization, and to sharpen and improve the art of modern teaching learning methodologies to instill ethics and moral values and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all its human resources, to promote the use of ICT, multimedia technologies, including interactive multimedia, then 3D animations, then virtual realities technologies in teaching learning process, and to promote use of teaching learning process, then to expand, promote the programs for other universities, state and as well as the corporates to develop the networking of the institutions engaged in similar activity to play supportive and collaborative role to enhance quality of higher education and to acquire, improve the art of teaching to achieve the goals of higher education, to develop model curriculum syllabus for each course, and to understand the orientation and management of a college or university, the role of teachers in the total system to participate accordingly, and then to establish a strategic alliance with several learning places like organization development training and in-service training for teachers and the staffs, as well as the organizing the orientation refresher, short-term courses, workshops, seminars, and other communication programs for university faculties in higher education. Also to establish centers for training, research, training, evaluation, and such as activities may be necessary, and to understand, aid, promote, and coordinate research and training on its own or through other agencies also, and to continually undertake skill competency mapping of existing academic and non-academic staff associated with the higher education, and to provide the adequate opportunities for skilling and reskilling of academic and non-academic staff so that they are competitive to meet a highly dynamic nature of global higher education systems, and then to develop world-class learning resources centers to cater the international needs of the academic staff, as well as to nurture creativity, then the patent culture also, and then higher education institutions will move to a criterion-based grading system that access student achievement based on learning goals for each program, then assessment from high stakes examination towards more continuous and comprehensive evaluation also, and then set up high quality support centers to encourage and support students from the socio as well as economically disadvantaged background, and set up professional, academic, and career counseling to ensure physical, physiological, and emotional well-being, multidisciplinary institutions of higher learning, UG and PG programs with high-quality teaching, research, and community engagement, then open and distance learning programs, and value-based education, as well as the internalization of education through institute collaboration, international collaborations, and then technology-based education platforms such as the MOOC courses, as well as Diksha, Swayam, integrated across the higher education, as well as the active role in conducting research, distributive the technologies, and then establishment of academic bank of credit, digitally store the academic credits earned by various recognized this higher education systems. So through this we can do a lot of things. So with this, so now we will go to this the some example of some curriculums based. So what we did as per national education policy, so we submitted some proposal like integrated program under new education policy, like some new MTech program we proposed, like smart connecting technologies. So as per new education policy, the as per the 21st century, this was framed. So this is like an integrated course. Maybe this name of this program. So we can one is with the diversification and digital communication, as well as with diversification in RF systems and with the diversification in IoT and cyber security. So in that way, 3 specialization we are planning to introduce in this MTech in smart connected technologies. And also this program is like a 5 years program, like a 5 years this integrated course. So that's why after +2, so they can enter for this course. So 5 years program. So BTech with MTech. So if their student is leaving in 3 years, so that time the degree, BTech degree will be given, and then students is leaving by 4th year, BTech with research degree, then students is leaving by 5th year. So BTech, BTech with research certificate in any circuit branch of engineering degree programs and minimum of like that. So many things. This is for the multiple entry also. The student, if you are entering the 2nd year, so as per things, so we are keeping like this 60% minimum, and also you have to conduct some eligibility test also, entrance test also for that. And then if their 3rd year means eligibility as per minimum 60% at a diploma level, also they can enter after diploma. Then 4th year be taken in circuit branch of engineering degree programs and minimum 60% at degree level. Because now as per national education policy, so any BTech students can enter into the any degree. So for example, even if the BA student, BA music student can enter into MTech also possible. Suppose because they are studying the theoretical about all the musics and other things. If they want to know the technological aspect of the vibrations and other things, means they can enter MTech. MTech specialization in vibration engineering also. So they can understand the technological aspect of the musics also. So that's why, so now no criteria for that any course, so they can do in the UG as well as PG course. So that way we put the any circuit branch, anything, anybody can study anything. So like that way, in this flexibility of this national education policy. And also this admission criteria is based on that national education policy norms. So it's still some modification is doing by the different institutions. So maybe by next year or after 1 or 2 years, definitely it will be implemented to all the institutions after 2 years, definitely. So anyway, by 2030, definitely it will be compulsory implementation throughout the country, as well as from up to 2035, the given period for entire changes in this new education policy system for all school as well as higher education systems. And then this is some intake also we put for first year 38 and second year some 20% of in this 63, and then number of student exiting with the certificate. And then third year also 25% of 63 number of students exiting with the diploma certificates, and fourth year also number of students leaving with degree plus all remaining vacancies, so as to meet the total strength of 63. So like that we kept some things. And then so exit option, so student can exit is available at each year of completion of the program. So candidates who wish to exit on completion of first year of MTech program shall be awarded as a certificate in the field of study. And then the candidate who wish to exit on completion of the second year of MTech program shall be awarded not second year, BTech actually, not MTech. BTech program shall be awarded diploma in the field of study. The candidate who is to exit on completion of a third year of that, this is integrated MTech, so that's why they put. So the program shall be awarded as a degree in the field of study. The candidates who wish to continue after 3 years of a program can choose any one of the following exists, like a candidate can opt rigorous research specified by the higher education institute. In the fourth year, they shall be awarded a degree with research in the field of study. So our candidate can opt one of the three specialization in the diversified master's program of 2 years duration. So they shall be awarded master degree with the specialization of study also. And teaching learning methods. So this lecture as well as tutorial seminars are the main methods of course delivery, which would be supplemented by individual practical work, project work, and simulation assignment, seminars, and industrial visit, etc. And even in the BTech level also, there's allow as per national education policy system. So industry interaction is very much essential to get the placements and other core companies. So that's why at least some 24 weeks, like 6 months of period induction program is compulsory, like that they're discussing. So 6 months, maybe in the 8th semester, so the students know any theory courses, only the project in that two, particularly the industry projects like that they are planning to keep. So the students, they can do the project either in India as well as abroad also. They can do their project work for 6 months period. So in that way, the collaboration as well as industry interactions as well as foreign collaborations, foreign institution collaborations, so many things will happen. So already these schemes are available in IITs. So that the same things only implemented in this national education policy, and then minimum number of credits to be acquired for successful completion of the program. So first, that is certificate level means the first year, that is 34 credits, and then diploma level second year 68 credits, then degree level 98 credits, and then degree level with this research certificates 120 credits. Master level means integrated MTech is 152 credits, like that we kept. And then so these are some of the assessment method, like CBCS is the method of assessment with the following weightage of marks for various courses of the program. For theory courses, 40% of marks for internal and 60% for the end semester examinations. So the end semester question paper will have part A, and then this pattern also, like 6 to marks questions, and then part B consisting of 6-12 mark descriptive questions, of which one of them is compulsory and totally candidate has to answer for 4 out of 6 for the end semester examinations. So the examinations will be chosen only from the first 4 units of the every theory subject of the program to account in, and the end semester marks of 60, the internally to access a candidate depth of knowledge in the concerned subject for 40 marks, because now continuous evaluation is very essential. This one was experienced during this pandemic situation. Without continuous assessment, very difficult to evaluate the students. Only in the end semester or only in the 6 months or 1 year exam means, so very difficult to manage, as well as very danger. Even the students are in the last minute study only, they are doing only after 6 months once exam or semester exam means, only during the examination before 1 week or before 2 days only students are preparing for the courses, and then simply they are mug upping, and then they are leaving that subject. If it is continuous education, continuous evaluation means definitely every week and every month, so they have to put more attention, and then they have to get some knowledge. So in that way, this continuous evaluation is very essential. So minimum of 2 internals shall be conducted. Further, the content of the 5th unit in each subject shall be considered to conduct some seminars, tutorials, simulations, assignments, and development of hardware models, etc. These things we kept in the 5th unit for 10 marks for the formulated at a system level for all subjects of the programs. The question paper setters will be appointed by the competent authority of university, and however, the evaluation shall be carried out both internal and external examiner. And then for practical courses, 60% for marks for the internal and 40% for the end semester examination. And then on-job training courses, so 50% of marks internal and 50% for end semester examinations, because we kept some on-job training courses for every semesters. Like for example, EC means we kept some mobile troubleshooting, so mobile servicing apart from the regular laboratory. So one particular training course like mobile as well as PCB training courses, and then IoT. So like that, so some new job-oriented courses also we implemented, included in this. And also the SWAYAM as well as MOOC as well as NPTEL courses. It is mandatory to undergo one course related to chosen program for minimum period of 30 hours, either from SWAYAM NPTEL course that is to be completed at fourth or fifth year of the integrated program to fulfill the partial requirements for the award of the degree will be with the specialization. Then absolute grade shall be awarded to a candidate based on the marks given in the certificate issued by the competent authority, like SWAYAM or NPTEL for the selected courses. And then so for professional ethics and career development courses also, we at least one or two courses is required. It is mandatory for student and to undergo one course related to professional ethics to imbibe and internalize the values and ethical behavior in the personal and professional lives. The student can choose any such course offered by any department within the university, or can undergo any certificate courses in related subject which is recognized by the government of India. So this course can be registered along with the other courses of the semester, and can be completed from fifth semester onwards. And then absolute grade shall be awarded to a candidate after assessing the performance of the candidate by the competing committee, as well as for a 1 year project. So in that project period, research project, the phase 1, phase 2, and Viva is in the last year. So 70% marks for internal and 25% of marks for the end semester examination. So the project work shall be evaluated for a minimum of maximum of 100 marks. So there shall be 3 assessment during the fourth semester by review committee. If it is a fourth semester BTech with research means fourth year, and then entire fifth year is project also. So the HOD shall constitute a review committee consisting of supervisor, project coordinator, and other faculty member from the department for internal assessment, for 50 per marks, and then the contribution by the respective supervisor by of a student 25 marks, and shall be accounted for internal marks of 75. The end semester project is 25 marks, shall be conducted by the external member nominated by the competent authority of the university. Then the distribution of the marks is given in this table. And then the non-compliance, it's a non-complying the requirements for any courses by a candidate at any period of the duration of the program lead to warrant the implementation of prevailing university CBCS regulation, and as per national education policy also. And this is some example curriculum. So we framed according to this 5-year integrated course. In the first year, like technical communication, the engineering, basic science, because engineering, all engineering fundamentals one student has to undergo. So that's in that way all engineering sciences, basic electrical electronics, similar to that electrical lab, electronics basics lab. And then on-job training, we put hardware and software troubleshooting in the first semester. And then second semester, like a general foundation course, then IT related tools in electronic circuits, as well as applied engineering mathematics. And then similarly, the IT tools and electronic circuits laboratory, then hardware software troubleshooting lab 2 also in the first year, second semester. And then the third semester, robotics engineering, control system, software development tools, renewable energy. And then similarly, the software development tool lab, and then robotics and control lab, and then hardware and simulation troubleshooting lab. Similarly, in the fourth semester, the electromagnetic engineering, then signal systems, analog and digital communication, digital circuits. So the laboratories are analog and digital communication lab, digital library. On-job training is hardware and software troubleshooting. And then similarly, the fifth semester, digital signal processing, embedded VLSI system, nanoscience and technology, then elective. So then DSP lab and the embedded VLSI lab. Then on-job is hardware and software troubleshooting laboratory. And then the sixth semester, like modern communication, then 3 electives. and then smart devices lab, then modern communication lab, then hardware and like some simulation and laboratories. So like that, up to this sixth semester. Then fourth year is mainly for the project, and then similarly, if the student wants to study some specialization in MTech, means after 3 years they can enter into this specialization in the seventh semester, like MTech in digital communications, like that. These are the some example courses, and then the third or the ninth and 10th semester, like a research project, then one NPTEL course, similar research project too, then professional ethics, career advancement courses for engineers. So like that, and then specialization in MTech RF systems means all these courses like RF related antennas, and then computational techniques in electromagnetics, and then RF design laboratory, RF system, RF IC lab, then RF MEMS. So like that. Then research project, then NPTEL, similar to the previous course. Then related to this specialization, IoT and cyber security, all these IoT programming languages, and then Internet of Things, the sensing and actuation devices, then IoT architecture and protocols, then two electives. Similarly, this cyber security related things, subjects, then two electives. Then project phase 1, phase 2, then NPTEL course, professional ethics and career advancement schemes, all the things. So in that way, we framed for as per the national education policy. So after this, the national education policy. So the benefits out of this implementing national education policies are, so many committees up to now. So the what is the recent committee to frame this national education policy is the Kasturi Rangan committee. So this particularly this the Kasturi Rangan emphasizes that a lot of choices should be made available for students under open electives, and open book examination mode should be introduced in criteria design courses. And also he added that open electives should be made more dynamic, and regulations with regard to the board of studies should be relaxed, the facilitate taking timely decisions. See, for example, if it is what open book test means, so how we have to maintain the standard and quality means, so we have to set individual question paper for individual student, and or more problematic oriented things we have to give with thinking creative knowledge is required to solve those problems, like that. The IITs and foreign universities are doing already. Similar thing only will be implemented through this national education policy as per this, particularly for the design courses, not for the all courses, open book examination, only for the some design courses only. Other courses we can conduct as per the regular thing. So like that he said. And then the board of studies should be relaxed to facilitate taking timely decision regarding revamping of curriculum and introduction of new courses, and taking into consideration the importance of engineering in recent global medical technology. And also it was decided to include subjects called biology for engineers. That is very much essential, because of a lot of things should know. Even the engineers are doing a lot of the technology for the medicine. So that's why biology for engineers is very much essential. So definitely it should be included in the second year, the fourth semester, fifth semester. And also similar to make students aware of the importance of sustainable development, environmental studies should be included in this one. And also the scholars around the world with the high standards of multidisciplinary teaching and research. The ancient education system has given the world great scholars like our Indian, like Aryabhatta, and then like Patanjali, Nagarjuna, like J.C. Bose. So like that, who has made their most valuable contribution in the various fields such as mathematics, the Ramanuja, and like that mathematics, astronomy, metallurgy, medical science, and surgery, construction, architecture, then shipbuilding and navigation, yoga, fine arts, chess, so on and so forth. So many things. Then Indian culture and then philosophy have had strong impact on the world. So under the external invaders, our ancient time-tested education system was destroyed, and westernized. So after independence, successive governments tried to introduce new education policies to bring back the glory of our country. So recently, the government of India has introduced this ambitious national education policy, which has widened the scope for providing autonomy to institutions to bring high standard education. So in that way, so definitely this will be more impact for the implementation of this new education policy, as well as the particularly the Indian Technical Institute are expecting changes in the curriculum and learning pattern. See, what are the prominent requirements for these technical courses? Particularly, the curriculum of our institute gets updated at regular intervals. So, keeping in view the that at least once in 3 years, or at least maximum as per the industry requirements, also we have to include in the curriculum. Also has been reconstructed towards the outcome based learning, as well as the existing academic programs are reconstructed as per the new programs offered at the requirement on par with the industry requirement. Also we have to introduce. And also, how can we make our engineering graduates more employable? So this is the very important thing. So we have to make the curriculum syllabus as per the industry needs. Also, we have to develop the skills as per the industry needs, and also then most of the younger generation want to study particularly the computer science, and then the IT, artificial intelligence nowadays more demand. So how can we retain the other engineering basic courses like civil, mechanical, electrical, all the courses? So we got to the got to include, as well as we got to work towards this computer science, IT, electronics, and communication with their diversified as well as more multidisciplinary to these courses, as well as digitization, and then communication technology, and also computing. All the things so should be integrated. So and in that way, so like that's mechanical as well as electronics integrated, like mechatronics. So like that, we have to integrate all the existing courses with this demanding course, so then only they can survey the other courses, traditional courses. So in this way, so many things are implemented during this national education policy systems. And also, so today we are in the era of globalization. So globalization, a double-edged sword, boon or a ban. Effect of this on India is mixed, more titled towards the negative aspect. So manufacturing base is diminishing. Job scenario is changing significantly. Number of jobs available has shrunk greatly due to recession, and then however, the direction of higher education system will change during the next few decades. See, a comprehensive and multidisciplinary education systems will be established with a great convergence in all disciplines of higher education in next few years. So there will be radical changes in higher education by emphasizing on skill-based education, skill knowledge with the innovation, efficient human resources, and instant decision-making, active leadership, knowledge-based in industry skill development programs, as well as techno entrepreneurship. And also the 21st century skills can overcome a lot of problems we are facing, like skill development, or some important skill developments are required, like analysis and design skills, application skills, knowledge in engineering skills, organizational skills, interpersonal skills, communication capacity, then entrepreneurship skills, then other specialized skills are required for the as per the industry needs. So as per the 21st century, so some other knowledge skills also required, particularly for the research development. Critical thinking is required, problem solving, reasoning, analysis, explanation, and then information interpretation skills, and the research skills, practical and questioning, then creativity, then courtesy, imagination, innovation, personal expression, then self-direction, planning, self-discipline, adequatable initiative, then verbal written communication, the public speech and presentation, then leadership, teamwork, collaboration, cooperation, ability to ritual system, information communication technology literacy, the media and internet literacy, data analysis, computer programming, awareness of civic value, moral and social justice, entrepreneurship, economic and financial liberty, then global awareness, cultural literacy, the humanity, as well as scientific literacy and reasoning, adopting of scientific methods. So all these 21st century skills are required. So I think this national education policy will meet out all these things positively. So with this, I will conclude my talk and okay, I conclude this words. Okay, thank you. Hello.
So thank you, sir. So thank you for the session.
Thank you.
Any queries or discussions from the participants? Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you for the wonderful session. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.